Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. It's time for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. This is Lena Gersa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And today I am all about the gorgeous Wildflower Birthday Suite from the Stampin' Up! 2025 January to April mini catalog. Now, it is bitterly cold here, and the wind just cuts right through you. And we had, I don't know, about 2 feet of snow over the past 4 days. And I'm kind of done with winter. So I needed some soft spring colors and beautiful florals to kind of beat the winter blahs. So I'm pulling out this gorgeous suite, and I have 3 projects to share with you today. One quick and easy card. I'm going to show you a really cute little treat box, and then a fun fold. So a little bit different today. So if you are joining me, wherever you are joining me from, please let me know you are here. Give me a hello in the comments, whether you are joining me live or you're catching the replay. It's always really interesting for me to see who's watching and from where. Okay, so I'm going to flip to my desk, show you the products, and then we will get going here. So let's just switch to my desk view. Here we go. So this suite is the one that is really featured on the cover of the catalog. We also see it on some of the opening material as well, but it's just a gorgeous suite. Beautiful, soft palette, florals, gold foiling, just a fantastic suite. So I'm going to show you the products. Let me set this aside. And here we go. So let's start with the bundle. So our bundle is a little bit different. It's a bundle that focuses on creating projects for a specific number or age. So we've got a cute set of number dies that work really, really well with what's the alphabet dies? Alphabet a la mode that are available during celebration right now. These little numbers work quite well with them. So we've got this large sort of pocket or banner die. We've got our string and some smaller banners, some little tassels, itty bitty teeny tiny flowers. And then of course the coordinating stamp set. So lots of different sentiments that you can mix and match. We've got our sort of suffixes to add to our numbers if we are wanting to do like a second birthday or first birthday. Some little florals and a cute little banner. So that is the bundle. But honestly, for me, the star of the show is this gorgeous DSP. I absolutely cannot get enough of it. And honestly, if you can only afford one thing in the suite, this is what you need to get. Okay, it's absolutely stunning. So we have these gorgeous florals with the gold foiling. You can see that shimmering on the camera. We've got some birthday cakes. We've got a scallop. This is like a pool party and gold scallop. We've got some slightly larger florals with a sort of soft, sort of neutral background. And then we have these fantastic panels. So I actually had a lot of fun. I'll show you some samples at the end. When I first got this pack, it's a little bit overwhelming. So I just cut up all of the panels here and I popped out all of the laser cuts and I just started playing around. And it was so much fun. And it got my creative juices flowing and I just had a great time playing with it. So we've got this row of tags. So if you're wanting gift tags, you can do some really cute things with those. And then lots of little labels and various panels that you can add to a project. And then we have, let me show you the back sides of all of these before I get into the laser cuts. So we've got these cute little daisies on one side or on the reverse side. We've got this great texture. You're going to see this. I love this soft seafoam texture. And then we also have these sort of vine images. And then a beautiful soft stripe. Be beautiful for Easter or baby cards. And then a really cute pink gingham. So those are the papers. And then we have these stunning laser cuts. So these are included in the DSP pack. You actually get 2 sheets. I've left them on the cardboard backing because they do fall out quite easily. But we have very large images right down to itty bitty tiny images. So lots of variety in the laser cuts. And you're going to see me using these a ton today. Okay, so that is the DSP. Like I said, if you can only get one thing from this suite, you need to get the DSP. It's fantastic. But then, of course, we have coordinating embellishments. We've got this gorgeous gold open weave trim. You're going to see me using that, I think, on all 3 projects today because I just love it so much. I don't have much left. I've already gone through almost a whole roll. And then these party dots. I can't remember the name of them exactly. I don't have my package in front of me, and I just saw this guy's coming off my sheet. Let's stick that back on so we don't lose them. So we've got Pretty in Pink, Pool Party, and Peach Pie in the embellishment. So I'm going to keep these out because I'm going to need those. So Let's just see who's joining us before we get going here. Let's see. We've got lots from YouTube. Hi, Jeannie K. Yes, it is a tad chilly. It's very chilly here too. Lauren, same thing in Philadelphia. Hi, Laura. Sunny in Sydney. Enjoy, Leslie. I can only dream of summer sunshine. Hi, Liata and Camille. Oh, sorry, Camille. Did I say that right? Camille. And Mary and Elizabeth. Hi, Jean. Welcome, welcome. And Laura. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl, I have good news. Both of our boys came back. We have 2 feral cats that we've been feeding, and we've had this horrible snow and cold, and we hadn't seen them in days, and we feared the worst, but everybody's come back for dinner. So we are back in the feral cat B&B business. So that was really good news. We were very happy to see our boys come back. Excuse me. I'm going to just let you know that I have a bit of a cold today. Of course, I was taking my band to festival today, and I woke up with a cold. It wouldn't be Music Fest without Lena being sick. But we did excuse me, we did get there. And my kids earned an invitation to nationals. So we qualified and we're good to go. All right. So our first card that we're going to make today is this one. Just a quick, easy one featuring some fussy cut images from the DSP. So I'm going to apologize for coughing. Let me just grab some water here. There we go. Okay. So we are starting with a piece of soft seafoam cardstock. It looks kind of yellow in that light. I don't know why. I don't know what happened to my lights, but it looks yellow today. So it is 4 by 5 1/4 inches, and I've embossed it using the eyelet embossing folder, which I think works so well with this suite. And then we're going to add a little bit of a diagonal element. So I've just got some strips. So if you are looking for things to do with scrap strips of DSP, this is a great idea for a layout. So I'm going to just take and glue some of my little strips on a diagonal onto my card. So you can decide how far up you want to go. You just want to make sure that your strip is right on the corner, right? You don't want it to be too high, because then it won't go all the way to the bottom of your cardstock. So these are just this is a 1/2 inch. This is 1 inch. So I'm going to add a 1 inch strip. Just like that. So I'm just butting these right up against each other. Whoops. And I want to make sure that my strip goes all the way down so that it hits the bottom edge. We're going to trim off the excess in just a second. And then another little 1/2 inch strip. Oh, did we go too high? Oh, we did. Okay. So we're going to, this is why we use seal, because seal is repositionable. So we're going to peel this off, and we're going to start a little bit lower so that we have enough real estate and don't end up running out of length in our strip. So here we go. Put that one on. And then this one will be long enough. There we go. To get the full length on there. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to take and flip this over and trim off the excess bits here. So we're just going to give them a little haircut. And same on the other side. Okay. All right, so that is that. Okay, so that's our card front. Really quick, easy way to add a little bit of DSP and to use up your scraps. Now I have here, let me just show you. So this is a 1/2 width of the, where is it? My gold open weave ribbon. So I just took and I cut lengthwise in 1/2. Okay. So we're going to take and lay this across the wider strip of DSP, and then we're going to flip it over and secure it with a little bit of seal, just to add a little bit of gold shine onto our card front here. And then I'll just trim off the excess. Okay, just like that. Then we are going to go ahead and glue that onto a soft seafoam card base. So this is a 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So we will fold in half along our score line. And then I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue here, again, because I'm using an embossed panel, and I find that the liquid glue kind of gets into all the little nooks and crannies. Got a little close to the edge there with my glue. So we're going to pop that on. If I sound like I'm not making a whole lot of sense today, it's because I've been awake since 3 a.m. I was very worried they were going to cancel buses on us today. They did in Guelph, which is right next to us. And I was very worried that we were not going to be able to get to festival, but we did. All was good. We made it. We had a safe trip and we made it back. So, and I'm back in time to do my live. So there we go. All right. So now I have this oval. This oval is actually what is left over when you cut one of the oval frames from the Storybook Friends dies. You'll see those in a few weeks as we get closer to Easter. But I had cut a whole bunch of white frames. I had all these white ovals kicking around. So I thought, why not use it as a label? So I'm going to turn it horizontally and stamp Make a Wish in Smoky Slate ink. Yeah, it does look a little bit like a present, Deb. You're right. That's a great thought. All right, so now I'm just going to bring in all these little die cut bits. So these are all fussy cut from the DSP. Okay, and so I'm just going to do a little bit of arranging on the back of my oval here. So we'll just add a little bit of seal. And we're going to start with our largest flower. Kind of down there. And then I'll add a little bit more seal. We'll add our cake. And then one more flower. We'll add a little bit more seal on the back of our cake. And there we go. Here's our cute little arrangement, little birthday arrangement. I feel like my cake is a little bit cockeyed. We got to straighten out our cake. Nobody wants a cockeyed cake. Let's just make sure that that is straight. There we go. All right, so that is just going to get popped up on the front of our card, just with a couple of dimensionals. So this is a super quick and easy one. The next two are not quite as quick and easy. Well, they're pretty easy. They're not quite as quick. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to overlap my DSP, and you can put this as low or high as you want. I like to put it a little bit below center, just like that. And then I'm going to add my little bow. Now I think I'm going to put my bow on the other side just because I want it to be over where I put that, the ribbon. You see on this side, I angled it differently. Okay, so I could put my ribbon over here and it looked okay. But I think here I'm going to put it on this side just so that it overlaps my ribbon. So it does give the illusion of being like a little bow on a present. So I'm just going to press the knot. So this is the other half of that width of the gold open weave trim that I tied into a bow. Okay, really simple. And then I'll just quick show you on the inside what I did. So I had some more strips. I had a little 1/2-inch strip of the gingham. So I just added that. And then this is one of the laser cuts from the DSP pack. Okay, so a really quick and easy card. Let's add our bling. I still have a couple of little gems in here. These are the low profile dots. And I need to, before I pop these apart, they are in, I can't remember what suite they are. Somebody can help me out. Louise can help me out if Louise is watching. Louise always comes to my rescue and I can't remember the names of products. Anyway, low profile dots. They're in gold and petal pink in that pack. But there you go. A couple of different looks for the same basic card. You like that one? Really quick and easy. So let's get these out of the way. And we will bring in our next project. So this one is a little different. I don't often do 3D projects, but I learned how to make this adorable box in our most recent team meeting, our Stampin' Symphony meeting, and I had to show you how to make them. They're super, super cute. So the cool thing about this box is that you can easily adjust the size by just adjusting one measurement, which is really, really slick. So this is the box we're going to make. Here is the same box, just starting with a different width. one that I made. This is the one that I made during our meeting. And then I played around and made this one. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay. It's really, really cute. I'll just give you an idea. There's my Tombow bottle beside it. So it's quite a large box. You can get a lot of chocolate in there. Okay. All right. So let me show you how to do this. So I've got my piece of cardstock. I had to fold it to fit it in my little prep bag here. So this measures 6 inches by 10 and a half. Okay. So 6 by 10 and a half. You can't even see my bottom ruler. There we go. Let's move that up. So 6 by 10 and a half. Okay. And then I have scored at, where are my measurements here? 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. That leaves a little 1/2 inch tab there. You probably can't see. I'm going to fold along all the score lines, and then you'll be able to see those measurements a little bit better. I've already folded that one, and then that one, and then that one. Okay, so you can see where my score lines are. I've got all the measurements in the video description for you, so you don't feel like you have to jot these down. They are all there if you want to recreate this one. Okay, so again, with the long side at the top, the 10.5 inch side, I scored at 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. Then we rotate it so the shorter side is at the top, and we score at 1 1/4 on both sides. So 1 1/4, rotate, 1 1/4. Okay, and that's all there is to it. So if you want to change the size of the box, for example, this little box here started out as a 4 by 10.5 inch piece. All the other measurements stay the same, which is so cool. So if you wanted to make one that was a full size sheet, you would get a box that has the same basic footprint, but that is taller. Okay, so you can adjust this 6 inch measurement to whatever you want it to be, and it will adjust the height of your box. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come in now with my snips, and we're going to trim up along all of those bottom flaps. So I'm trimming from the bottom edge up to that horizontal score line. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And my apologies to those who are on my team who already have learned how to make this box. It's a pretty slick little box, so I had to share it with all of you. And then we're going to take and we're going to trim this narrow little 1/2 inch bit. I'm going to cut off this whole sort of segment, and we're going to trim this at an angle to make a little tab. That's what we're going to put our glue on to assemble our box. So we're doing the same on both sides. Just like that. And then we're going to, oh, I've already done that. Okay. So now I've cut all of my flaps and I've trimmed my little tab. I should put it this way. This is the way I had it to begin with. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold all of these score lines, my horizontal score lines as well. Okay. And you can see how the box is going to come together like that. Okay. But before we assemble it, we're actually going to decorate the sides. And I thought this was the neatest trick. So Linda Jared, who is the member of the Stamping Symphony who demonstrated this project, I thought this was so smart. So we have 4 identical sized pieces of DSP. These are 2.5 by 3. And you'll notice when you go to lay these on that those 2.5 inch pieces, and I did cut these so that they would align. They probably won't now because I probably got them out of order. And I'm probably not going to take the time to fix it. No, nope, not quite. Nope. Does that line up? Nope. I'm close enough. I'm not going to worry too much about it. But we're going to adhere these so that they fit right. They're the same width as each panel on our box. Okay. So I'm going to work from right to left. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on my first piece, and I'm going to glue this so I have about an equal border top and bottom. And so this left edge really kind of snugs up to that fold, that score line. Okay, then I'm going to do my next one. I just want to line these all up all the way across. Okay, so they're going to butt right up against each other and hopefully be the same height all the way across. There next one. Go. And our last one. This is so much smarter than taking one length of DSP and trying to wrap it around the box, because you never get it on straight, and you also struggle a little bit with the folds, getting the length right. So this is a really, really smart way to do it. Okay, and you'll see when we go to assemble our box, we just have this continual band around our box. Okay, so now we're going to take and fold in this little flap, and we're going to put a little bit of glue along that flap. This is what's really going to secure our box. And then I'm just going to take and fold this over. And that's going to give me a nice square edge there. Okay, and there we go. There is the foundation of our box. Isn't that cool? All right, so then I'm going to fold 2 tabs in. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. These are going to fold in, and that's going to create the bottom of our box. So I'm going to put a little glue here, and a little glue here, and a little glue here, and a little glue here. And then we're just going to fold those in. And then I'm going to flip this over. And then I'm going to take my Tombow, and I'm going to use it inside my box to burnish it. So I'll just flip this open a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take and burnish inside the box to make sure those flaps in the bottom are well adhered. And they still aren't. I can still feel that they're a little bit. With liquid glue, you have to be a little bit patient when you're building 3D items, because you want to give it time for that glue to set. Okay, now to close our box, you're going to see that there's a little bit of a gap here. And this is where the magic happens. So watch this. So I'm going to slide the top of my box off. And that is the way that it opens. Isn't that neat? It's got a little butterfly closure. So you can see, I'll just show you from the side how that works. Can you see that little butterfly shape? That is what closes and secures the box, which I think is so smart. So let me show you how to do that. It's really, really easy. Dump out all my little bits here. Okay, so we need, get those out of the way. We need 3 identical squares that are 2 1/4 inches. Okay, and then 1 square that is 2 1/2 inches square. Okay, so we're going to take 2 of the 2 1/4 inch squares, and we're going to fold them in half. So when I do that, I'm not going to worry about scoring because they don't need to be super precise, but I like to just kind of pinch in the middle and then pinch outwards. And that's an easy way to get it pretty much even. Okay, now you want to burnish that fold really well. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the second one. So I'm going to pinch this in the middle, and then work my way up and down. Okay, so now I have 2 little half squares, or squares that have been folded in half. And what we're going to do is glue those to the last 2 1/4 inch square so that they are aligned and that the folded edges are to the middle. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a little glue here. Come on. And you do want to make sure you get glue along those top and bottom edges. You'll thank me later when you're trying to slide your closure onto your box. So there's one. And then our second one is going to just butt right up against it, fold to fold. Okay. And then our 2 1/2 inch square is going to glue on top. Now, the easiest way to do that is actually to put a little glue here and then flip this over and center it on your 2 1/2 inch square. Okay, and that gives us our little butterfly closure. Can you see that? All right. Okay, now to decorate, I have a white 2 1/4 inch square. That is going to give us a little bit of a mat for our, sorry, this is not 2 1/4. This is 2 3/8. This is 2 1/4. So a little bit of that pink gingham again. So again, we'll just add a little glue here. We'll layer that onto our white mat. Get that centered. And then that is going to go onto our box lid. just like that. Okay, and again, there's our little butterfly that is going to close our box. All right, to stamp our label, this little label is from the Mixed Labels dies, and we're going to stamp for you. I'm going to stamp my U first in Pretty in Pink. So there's our U. And we'll add our 4 in Pool Party. Yes, Deb, it is a great box, and it absolutely would make fantastic Easter favors. There we go. And then we're just going to decorate with some of our laser cut bits. So these are just popped out of those laser cut sheets. And we're going to just decorate our tag a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit of seal to the back. We'll add this large pink flower kind of peeking out from behind. And then we've got our peach flower. And then we'll add our little blue flower. I'm going to put a little seal on my flower just so that I get it in the right spot. Just like that. And then a couple of little leaves. So we've got a few of these in the laser cuts. There's 1 and 2. And then we'll add a little bit of gold, because every box needs a little bit of shimmer. And then 1 more leaf. I think we still have enough seal. There we go. Just like that. Isn't that easy? And then we're going to pop that up on our little box top here. So let's add a couple of dimensionals. Now I don't want to go too far off the edge because this is a little bit wider than my box top. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to have dimensionals kind of hanging off the edge of my label there, but I think we're good. Yep. So we'll go ahead and pop that onto our box top. And I just want to make sure that my butterfly closure is going up and down when I'm sticking this on so that it'll read the right way when we add our little closure. So this way I can sort of slide this in. Come on. You want to go. I know you do. 1 and 2. There we go. So that just slides on and closes your box. Okay, now the last touch is a little bit of this fabulous gold trim. And I actually have a fresh roll because I didn't think I would have enough in that little bit that I had. So we're going to cut a length of this. I don't know, like 14 inches maybe. And we're going to lay our little box down. I'm making a mess here. And we're just going to wrap this around our box. Oh, I don't know if I left myself enough length. This might not be a bow. Well, maybe it will. This stuff is amazingly easy to tie. If you just kind of squish it down, you can get your loops. Yeah, it's going to be too small. All right, we'll just do a knot instead. That's all right. Should have cut a little bit extra length. So we'll do a knot. Knots are pretty too for those of us that are bow challenged. You don't have to do a bow. A knot works just as well. And this stuff looks great in a bow or a knot. So let's just trim that at a bit of an angle and floof up our ribbon a little bit. There we go. And there's your cute little box. Now I'm going to add a couple of little party dots here. I did pool party, I think. Just for a little bit of contrast. So we'll add a couple of these guys. There's 1 and 2. And put 1 up there. 3. There we go. Isn't that a cute little box? It's so fun and so easy. And I love that the only measurement you need to adjust to change the height of the box is that 6 inch. So this one is a 4 inch, you can see. Okay, it's about half the height. This is a 4 inch width. This is a start out of a 6 inch. Okay, so lots and lots of possibilities with this little box. And I am so grateful for my amazing team who shared that with us. So there we go. All right, last project is a fun fold. So this is another share that I learned during a team meeting. My team are amazing, and if you would like to join us, we would love to have you. There's a great join offer on right now. We learn so much from each other and inspire each other, and it's just so fun. But anyway, I'm going to show you the cute little fun fold. So it's this one. So this opens up like this and then like this. Is that not fun? And honestly, I could have kept adding laser cuts all day long to this card because there's so many surfaces that you can add bits and bobs to. So let me show you how to make this one. It starts out really simply. Anytime I learn a fun fold, I always make just a blank with all of my measurements written right on it. So this is a hot tip. So I learned so many fun folds and then I promptly forget them. And then I actually end up going back through my old videos to figure out what I did and find my measurements because I never kept track. So I started doing this about a year ago, and this has saved me so much time trying to find measurements again. So I just make my little blank out of just white cardstock, write my measurements right on there, and then I have it so that when I want to make another one, it's easy to find. Okay. All right. So let me show you how to do this. So my base, my foundation is soft seafoam cardstock. It is a 5.5 by 6 3/4. And then I should put it this way, 5.5 by 6 3/4. You can't see the edge of that. 5.5 by 6 3/4. And it is scored at 2 5/8. Okay, so I'm going to just fold that along my score line for a moment. Okay, and you can see how that is going to form sort of the base of our card. Okay, then I have another piece. And again, I do have my measurements written down here somewhere. Oh, they're on my card. This is why I had it here. This piece is 4 1/8 by 10 7/8. So it's just 1/8 of an inch shy of a full length of 8.5 by 11. Okay, so 4 1/8 by 10 7/8. And then we scored, let me turn this way, at 2 3/4, 5.5. Where is the 5.5? I can hardly see it. 5.5 and 8 1/4. Again, all of the measurements are in the video description. Okay, so I'm going to fold this first 2-inch score line into a mountain. Okay, so this is the only mountain fold on this piece. Everything else, I think, yes, everything else is going to be a valley. So this, no, I lied. 2 mountain, valley, valley. So mountain fold, mountain folds. Okay, and then the rest of these are valleys. So we're going to fold this piece over. And then we're going to fold this piece over. Just like that. Okay, so when this is closed, it's going to layer, and you're going to see how those pieces line up. Just see how that folds up nice and neat and tidy. That gives us a nice, neat, tidy card front. Okay. All right. Now, before we glue this together, we are going to add a whole bunch of DSP because all of the surfaces on this card make it a great way to showcase fabulous DSP. So let's start with our background here. So this piece is 4 by 5 3/8, and it is going to get adhered to that inside panel. So let's go ahead and do that. And I know it's a shame to cover up these gorgeous florals. Every time I flip it over, I'm like, why did I not use that side? I know, because I didn't want it to be too busy. That's why I wanted those laser cut pieces to really pop. But you certainly could use that gorgeous floral. Okay, so there is that one. Then on the front and back of this narrower flap, we have 2 same size pieces. These are 2.5 by 5 3/8. So we're going to glue one on the inside. So again, a little bit of liquid glue. I'll pop that on. And I'm just going to take care to line up my edges so I have nice even borders. There we go. I feel like this needs a little bit of glue just in the corners there. It's a little stingy. There we go. And then we're going to close that. I'm going to burnish it. And then we're going to add a second 2 by 5 3/8 inch, or sorry, 2.5 by 5 3/8. Again, measurements are all in the video description for you. So we'll pop this one on. And again, I'm going to close this flap so that I can line it up with that panel that's underneath, just to get nice, even borders. Okay, so there is our sort of foundation. Now on this piece that we have folded into our little pop-out panel, we are going to add, first thing we're going to do is on this narrow little bit, we've got some more of that same soft sea foam. So this is half inch, 5/8 by 4. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add that first. Just like that. I found it easier to do it with it laying flat. There we go. Now this little segment here, I have a whole bunch of pieces of the striped DSP. 2 of them are the same size and the other 2 are different. So this one for the front is 2 inches by 4, and it is going to go on that front panel. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. And again, I just want to take care to line this up with my top and bottom edges of my narrow strip there. Okay, now I'm going to open this out. And these 2 are the same. So my 2 pieces that are the same width are going to go front and back of this one. And these are 2.5 by 4. Now, I just want to take note. You see how I've got a green stripe at the top here? I want to make sure I have a green stripe at the top all the way across when I glue these on. All right, so I'm going to open this. We're going to put a little bit of glue on here. Green stripe at the top, Lena. There we go. And there is that. And again, we're just going to line that up, make sure that those are nice and even. I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to put my second 2.5 by 4 inch piece on the other side. Now, if you wanted to, you certainly could use different patterns on these panels. I just like the continuity of having the same pattern, but you certainly could switch it up. There are no rules. And then our last panel is going to go on the inside here. And this one is 2 5/8 by 4. So it's just a smidge wider. So we'll add that. And again, oh, I actually lucked out and put the green stripe at the top. I wasn't paying attention. That was close. There we go. Okay, so now we have this nice continuous pattern. All right, so now we're going to glue this onto the front of our card. So I'm going to lay this onto my card, my base here, and I want to line this up so that when I fold this over, my fold here is just almost like flush with that this flap here. Okay, so I folded this over, and if my fold is straight, this will guarantee that I'm going to get my panel on straight. Okay, do you see that? Now I'm going to put it up a little bit higher because I've got a slightly larger border at the top than I do the bottom. So let's just get that centered. So again, I'm just taking my time to get this lined up exactly where I want it. This needs to slide over just a smidge. And if we get that on nice and straight, then I can just go ahead and add my glue on the back of this panel and fold that back over. Okay, then I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm going to open it up, I'm going to put glue on the back of this panel, and then I'm going to close my card. And that is a really easy, slick way to get that on nice and centered and make sure that it's all going to lie nice and flat when you open your card. Okay, so that's our foundation. Wasn't that easy? So easy. All right, now we get to decorate. Now comes the fun. Oh, and I think I forgot my balloons. Uh-oh. All right, we were going to have a balloonless card. On my sample, I had 2 laser cut balloons. Actually, I've got my DSP pack right here. Let's grab a couple balloons. Here we go. Where are our laser cuts? There we go. We'll grab a couple pink balloons. We can't have a birthday card without balloons, really. There we go. All right, save the day. So I'm going to add a little bit of seal here and a little bit of seal just sort of in the middle of my panel, because that is going to sort of tack our string down here as we go. And then same thing with this one. Can go there again, a little bit of seal. Okay, and then our cake is going to go on flush with the bottom. It's going to overhang a little bit because when it stands up, we kind of want it to kind of pop out. Do you see how it sort of pops off the front of the card like that? Now, the thing with this is you don't want to use a ton of dimensionals because you've already got a pretty thick like card base here. So if you use a ton of dimensionals, you're going to be paying $300 for postage, and we don't want that. Postage is expensive enough. So just a word of caution not to do a whole lot of dimension. Oh, and I think, oh no, I'm okay. Not to do a whole lot of dimension when you are adding your elements. So there is our cake. Okay, now our sentiment, again, mixed labels. This is my new favorite label set, and I'm using a little bitty happy birthday from the Keeping Tabs stamp set. I needed something fairly small, and all of the birthday sentiments in the coordinating stamp set in the suite are a little bit large, and I didn't want anything quite that big. So we're doing an itty bitty happy birthday. And then I have one of these cute little, again, laser cut pieces. So we'll add a little bit of seal there and just pop that on the end of our label. Now, this is my only allowance. The only thing I allowed myself to pop up was my label. You could put it flat if you're worried about thickness. But, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. It's already a thick card. What's another few millimeters, right? There we go. And then we're going to add a little bitty bow. So again, this is a half width. No, I think it's actually more than a half. We're going to trim this down a little bit. It might be a third width. I cut the width of it into 3 because I just want my bow to be itty bitty. What I love about this ribbon is that you can trim it like this. You would think it would fall apart because it's so delicate, but it doesn't. It's magical that way. So we'll go ahead and tie our bow. Make a cute itty bitty bow. Floof it up a little. And that is going to go on the front of our card with a wee glue booger. So I'll just take a glue dot, roll it into a little bit of a booger, and then we're going to press our knot in like that. Okay, now on the inside panels, you can kind of do whatever you want. So I decided that I wanted to decorate both of these panels. So I have a circle cut using this Spotlight on Nature dies. And I'm going to stamp my Make-A-Wish in basic gray. So we'll just stamp that centered on our circle there. And then we're going to, again, decorate with a few little bits here. So I have these cute little laser cuts. So we'll just add a bit of seal here and pop that on to the bottom of our circle. And then we're going to add some of these little gold leaves. So we'll just put, again, a bit of seal here. And we'll pop one kind of coming up this way. And you do want to keep this in fairly tight to the circle because you don't have a whole lot of width to play with. Okay, they do need to fit on this little flap. Otherwise, they're gonna end up getting damaged when you go to close it. Okay, and then again, a little bit of seal to glue this down. We're avoiding extra thickness, so no dimensionals. I know Lena's making a sacrifice. And then on the inside here, this I actually fussy cut from one of the panels. I didn't have another piece of the cake in with the laser cuts that I was using, but we're going to use this little guy instead. Totally works. So we will pop that on to this panel. Now you could certainly add this before you glue this on. It's a little bit finicky to glue, but not horrible. Okay, and then on this little inside panel here, we're going to do a little floral arrangement. I'll show you just like that. So again, I've got some more little bits. I'm going to use just a little bit of liquid glue. Come on, there we go. You do not need a lot of glue. These are really, really lightweight so that we can build our little arrangement here. A little bit of liquid glue on our gold. Come on. Here we go. It's going to kind of come up this way. And then a couple of leaves. So we'll do one kind of along the bottom. And then this one's going to extend upwards a little bit. And then we've got our little daisy. So our daisy. And a little tulip or peony. I don't know. Looks like a tulip to me. It's a tulip in my book. And then this could be a peony, this little pool party one, or a rose. And we'll pop that one on there. Just like that. And then again, a couple of our little blingy bits here on the front. We'll use the peach pie ones this time, just because we got peach pie flowers on our cake. And one more on our label, just like that. And there you go. Isn't that a cute fun fold? It's really not hard at all. And a little bit of a wow. I love the way it pops out when you open it. All right, let me bring back all our projects. I've got a few more to show you, as I generally do. Okay, here are our, let's get the one with the actual bow. Oh, never mind. Here we go. There's our box. And where did I put my other card? It's buried. I don't know where I put it. Where did I put my other card? Hello? I don't know. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is, our first card. There we go. Oh my goodness, couldn't see it for looking for it. So those are our three projects. Ooh, we're so off center today. There we go. And then, so I mentioned off the top that I had some great fun with the panels and the laser cuts. So let me start with these. So these are all simply, let me just move my box out of the way for a minute. Just white cardstock with a matted panel from the DSP and then some laser cuts. So super quick and easy. So there's another one. Let me lay these out so you can see. Here's another one. These are the little strips that are in the that sheet. And then here's another one. Stamp happy birthday right on the panel. And then here's laser cuts with a little bit of the DSP. This is another one of the strips from the panels. And I just heat embossed, excuse me, and fussy cut the sentiment. And then here's one that I demonstrated in my launch party. It was actually for a swap that I participated in. And then this, I love how clean and simple this is. So this is just a couple of the little tassel die cuts, some of the DSP, super, super simple and clean. I just love that. I think that would make a really cute baby card. I don't know. I love it. All right. So there you go. Lots of ideas with the Wildflower Birthday Suite. So let me just see. Do you guys like them? All right. I think you like them. Oh, Jean, you absolutely need it. You will love, honestly, get the DSP. Start with the DSP. The dies in the stamp set are wonderful, but honestly, the DSP is just fantastic. Has so many possibilities. All right, you like the fun fold? Yep, it's a great fold. All right, I'm glad you like that one. Okay, it seems to be a consensus. You all like them. All right, let me go back to me here. There we go. Thanks for joining me today, ladies. It's 5:49. I went 4 minutes long, but we did a lot. So thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you enjoyed these projects, and I will see you next week for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. Bye for now.